The 50-51 movement makes its way to the city. The National Museum of Mental Health project seeks local feedback and a spotlight on Framingham High School's girls wrestling team after a championship season. I'm Brendan Fitzpatrick, and this is The Frame, Framingham News in Focus. Hello and welcome to The Frame, an initiative of Access Framingham. We begin tonight with Tuesday's protests that took place in front of the Memorial Building, as about 100 citizens gathered as part of the nationwide 50-51 movement. 50-51 is shorthand for 50 protests, 50 states, one day. A series of similar assemblies have taken place across America in recent weeks, as 50-51 leaders are criticizing what they call overreaching actions and abuses of power from President Donald Trump and the executive branch. Qualms from those involved with 50-51 nationwide have stemmed from aspects such as ongoing layoffs and job cuts at the federal level, as well as the involvement of Elon Musk in governmental operations. Multiple residents spoke on the steps of the Memorial Building to protest actions taken by the White House administration, as Framingham City Councilor for District 7, Leora Malik, urged attendees to directly get involved in the local civic process.
We need to hear your stories. You need to share your stories, and you need to start here in Framingham. You have a tremendous amount of power in the city that you live in, or the town that you live in.
The 50-51 protest in Framingham came a few days following what eyewitness reports indicate was the detainment by authorities of one individual along Franklin Street last Friday, February 28th. Reports from those who were at the scene at around midday indicated that multiple unmarked vehicles had their light bars on before stopping at the scene between Park Street and Proctor Street. The person in question, who has not yet been identified by ICE or any other federal agency, was brought into an unmarked pickup truck after being questioned. One witness told The Frame that some authorities were wearing ATF or FBI vests. The witness added that he was told that the situation was a, quote, law enforcement exercise, end quote. As of the time of this recording, the Boston field office for ICE has yet to respond to our request for comment or additional information, while the ATF declined to comment and the FBI referred us to ICE. Meanwhile, the National Museum of Mental Health project, a group that aims to increase the understanding of mental health through culture and the arts, is seeking local feedback to highlight the region's contributions to the topic over the course of the last few centuries. The nonprofit school is to bring resources directly to people as a so-called distributed museum, according to co-developer Paul Pifko. The group calls the Metro West and Central Mass region America's Mental Health and Wellness Corridor, thanks to years of contributions from those who lived and worked here, and the project is looking to highlight those stories.
America's Mental Health and Wellness Corridor is an effort to lift up this history, to deepen a culture of mental health in the here and now. Somehow this geography got good at trying to figure out a way to keep our wits about us from a mental health standpoint.
The Danforth Art Museum has gotten involved in this endeavor, as collections director Rachel Passanante said that art and other creative outlets are key additions to the story of developments in mental health.
You don't have to be an art expert, you don't have to have taken art history during high school or college to really understand when an art piece connects to you or when you have some kind of emotional response to art.
The National Museum of Mental Health project is looking for any ideas regarding that name, America's Mental Health and Wellness Corridor. Anyone with any different name ideas is invited to submit their feedback through the end of March. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen now to be taken right to the online survey. That questionnaire can be found at www.nmmhproject.org. Again, that's www.nmmhproject.org. More details on these updates and other topics we cover here on the show each week, such as local government and healthcare developments, can be found on our website, www.theframe.news. Additional stories from across Framingham, feature pieces on local people, groups, and events, along with a calendar full of community happenings. It's all there online. Subscribe to our email newsletter to stay up to date with The Frame. Also, we're on social media. Follow us on Instagram at @FrameNews_ and search for us on Facebook too. Subscribe to Access Framingham's channel on YouTube and hit the bell icon there to be notified whenever we upload a new Frame episode. Episodes of our weekly news program can be watched or listened to on Spotify as well. Subscribe to The Frame there. An update now on local high school sports as Framingham's girls basketball team is on their way to the quarterfinal round of the Division I state tournament. The 11th-seed Flyers punched their ticket to the Elite Eight after knocking off Brookline High last Friday by a score of 67-34 in the round of 32, followed by a victory at Natick High this past Tuesday in the next round. 44-37 the final there, as the celebration following the win over their rivals down the road in the Sweet 16 can be seen on your screen now. Framingham High will travel to Springfield Central High this Friday, March 7th, with a spot in the Final Four on the line. Tip-off will be at 6 p.m. that night. Our frame-by-frame segment this week also has to do with Framingham High sports. Girls wrestling is the fastest growing sport in the country, as participation levels more than doubled from 2022 to 23. But this past year, the Lady Flyers did not just simply participate in the sport. In fact, they dominated in it. We spoke with members of Framingham High's girls wrestling team about their recent state championship win, how they've witnessed the sport evolve, and where they see it going. To close out this week, we wanted to give you a preview of our weekly feature piece.
I think it's really special, and I'm so glad that I can be a part of this team and encourage other girls to join and make the team and the sport even bigger.
They deserve to have the accolades and everything that they've worked hard for be recognized just like the boys.
That full feature piece on the wrestling team can be found on our website, theframe.news, and on Access Framingham's YouTube channel. Congratulations again to all of our local athletes. That's going to do it for this edition of Framingham News in Focus. For everyone here at The Frame, thanks for watching or for listening. I'm Brendan Fitzpatrick. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.